collecting data from the flow visualization experiment is simply going to be changing the speed by changing the motor frequency, and then counting the shedding of the vortices that occur on the cylinder. To visualize the vortices, we have a reservoir of dye, and that reservoir of dye is connected into the model and is routed to the center of the model and is present and will be ejected from this hole on the surface. The best results seem to be if you place that hole at about 45 degrees off of vertical in the downstream direction, okay? Now, what you're going to do is to have the injected dye flow through, you are going to open this valve, okay? And that will bring the dye through the model. And it's important to just play with the amount of dye, and you want there to be just a very small amount. So you see, if I put too high an injection rate, the flow kind of leaves too far off the cylinder. Yet if I decrease the flow by changing that valve, you'll see that I can begin to produce very nice vortices that are shed from the cylinder. So what you are tasked to do is count how many of these vortices form in a particular amount of time. So let's say count how many occur in 1 minute, and then you can determine the frequency of shedding, okay? So that would be one data point, and then you can come around again to the front of the tunnel. You can increase the motor frequency, determine what the shedding frequency is for a variety of speeds. I want you to do at least 10 per student. In certain cases, the shedding that occurs off the cylinder could happen at a very high frequency. If that is happening, one trick to use is to record the video or record a video with your cell phone, and then use the high-speed camera that is common to some phones like an iPhone to help slow down the video to help you count the vortices that have occurred. If you want to try and tweak the position of the injection, what you can do is loosen these thumb screws here, and then you can turn the entire model to try and find the best position to produce vortices. Again, in my opinion, it's about 45 degrees off of vertical, pointed in the downstream direction. And then you can tighten these back. Be careful, as these are loose, that you do not pull the model towards you. That will have all of the water leak out of the tunnel.